Hi students, this is A. Mandari Kumar Rajesh. In this video, we are going to discuss topics like characteristic features of viruses, classification of viruses. So in this video, we are going to discuss so many topics. So please listen carefully, my dear boys and girls. First, I am going to explain the characteristic features of viruses. So I already told you the viruses which connects the non-living and living world, because if they are present inside the host or host cell, they act like a living organism. When it is outside the host or outside the host cell, they remain as such. They remain as such like a non-living organism. So still it is a puzzle for biological students or biological researchers. So biologists, it is otherwise called as biologist puzzle. So here I have written the living characters of viruses. The presence of nucleic acid and protein. Nucleic acid means it may be DNA or RNA. So it contains the genetic material. It contains the genetic material, and that genetic material is surrounded by a protein coat. That genetic material is surrounded by a protein coat. So the DNA is enveloped by a protein coat. Then capable of mutation. It can undergo mutation. It can undergo mutation. That means they are living. So living organism or a living cell can undergo mutation. So they are capable of mutation. Then the ability to multiply within living cells. When it enters into a living cell, it can multiply. It can replicate its genetic material. It can reproduce. So it is also a living character. Then able to infect, able to infect and cause disease in living beings. So it can cause disease in living beings. Then the fifth character, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth character, it can shows irritability. It can shows irritability. That means it can cause some, it can give some irritability, means while we are affected by common flu, that is common cold. So it shows some irritability in our throat due to that virus. Then host specific. It requires a host. Otherwise, it cannot able to multiply by their self. So they are host specific. Then non-living characters, and it shows the contrasting character. First it shows the living character, totally contrast to that living character. So here you can find it can be crystallized. It can be crystallized. So a non-living organism can be crystallized into any form. So it shows the character, it can be crystallized. So in this particular characteristic feature, it shows the non-living character. Then absence of metabolism. So if a living organism or a living cell has to do chemical reaction to provide energy for vital process, so that cell is said to be living cell. But here absence of metabolism. So these conditions are only applicable in when they are outside the host cell. When it is inside the host cell, it can do all these things. So they are in outside the host cell. They are in external environment. They are not in the host cell. So at that time it shows absence of metabolism. Then inactive outside the host. So the third point is inactive outside the host. When it is inside the host, it can do all the activities. Then do not show functional anatomy. Anatomy means they are not independent. They have to, here they do not show functional anatomy. So they are dependent on host. They are dependent on host for their metabolism, for their reproduction, for their replication. So do not shows functional anatomy. So they are independent of host. Then energy producing enzyme system is absent. So normally human being contains many enzymes and they are involved in energy producing process. For example, amylase, it can break down the carbohydrate. It can break down the carbohydrate into glucose, and that glucose converted into ATP, and it produces energy. But that type of enzymes are absent in viruses, and that type of enzymes are absent in viruses, and these characters are comes under non-living characters. So viruses are connect the living and non-living. When it shows the living character and it shows the non-living character. So now I am going to explain the classification of viruses. Now I am going to explain the classification of viruses. Let me teach you the classification of viruses. There are so many classifications which were proposed by so many scientists. But in this video, we are going to discuss the classification which was proposed by David Baltimore. David Baltimore in the year 1971. In the year 1971, and this classification is mainly based on the mechanism of RNA production. The mechanism of RNA production. Then the second point, the nature of genome. The nature of genome, that means the RNA or DNA are single-stranded or double-stranded. Single-stranded or double-stranded. That is the second point. Then the third point is whether the RNA or the DNA uses the reverse transcriptase enzyme. That is the third point. Then the fourth point is whether the virus is positive sense single-stranded RNA or negative antisense single-stranded RNA. So with these properties, the viruses are classified into 7 classes. With these properties, viruses are classified into 7 classes. They are class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5, class 6, class 7. So I am going to teach you about these viruses. So in class 1, viruses with double-stranded DNA. Viruses with double-stranded DNA, and that viruses are comes under class 1 viruses. Example, adenoviruses. Example, adenoviruses. Then class 2, viruses with, that is, positive sense single-stranded DNA. Single-stranded DNA. Example, parvoviruses. Then class 3, viruses with double-stranded RNA. Double-stranded RNA, that is reoviruses. Then class 4, viruses with positive sense single-stranded RNA. Single-stranded RNA. Wait a minute, I will explain what is meant by the positive sense and the negative sense RNA or DNA. I will explain afterwards. So the class 4 viruses with positive sense single-stranded RNA, the example is Dogo viruses. Then class 5, viruses with negative sense single-stranded RNA, antisense single-stranded RNA, Rabidoviruses. Then class 6, the viruses with positive sense single-stranded RNA, then it uses RT, that means reverse transcriptase enzyme. It uses reverse transcriptase enzyme that replicate with DNA. Intermediate in life cycle. This thing also I am going to explain. I am going to explain this 2 point also. Then class 7, viruses with double-stranded DNA, it uses reverse transcriptase enzyme that replicate with RNA intermediate in life cycle. So for this class 6, example is retroviruses. For the class 7, the example is hepadinavirus. So I am going to explain first what is called positive sense and negative sense RNA or DNA. Let me teach you what is meant by positive RNA viruses or negative RNA viruses. So first you must understand, first you must know how the virus get affected a host cell. So consider it is a host cell and consider this is a virus which contains the genetic material, and that genetic material is enveloped by the protein coat, and it is a host cell. Then this virus may or get contact with this host cell. This virus get contact with the host cell and it injects its genome into the host cell, and the virus inject its genome into the host cell. Then that viral genome get translated into a protein. This viral genome has to translated into a protein, and that proteins are said to be viral protein or viral DNA or viral RNA or viral RNA. So the genome of the virus get translated into a protein, and that may called as viral protein or viral DNA or viral RNA. So that viral RNA get replicated or DNA get replicated and they form into new individuals, and they are formed into new individuals, and it will leave the host cell. And this virus, the new viruses can affect other host cell. This new viruses can affect the host cell. This is how virus get affected a host cell. For the translation process, the genome get translated, isn't it? For that translation process, the virus depend on host ribosome. The virus depend on host ribosome to translate the viral genome, into a protein. So the virus depend on host ribosome to translate the viral genome into a protein, because virus do not have any cell machineries like ribosomes. So it depend upon host ribosome. Then one condition is, if ribosome has to read that viral genome, it must be in the form of mRNA. It must be in the form of mRNA. Then only the ribosome can read the viral genome. Then only the host ribosome can read the viral genome. So whether it is a viral, whether it is a positive virus, whether it is a DNA virus or RNA virus, first it has to transfer their genome into mRNA. Whether it is a DNA virus or RNA virus, first it has to transfer their genome into mRNA. Then only the ribosome can read the genome and translate it into a protein. So now you get somewhat clarification. Then in the case of positive RNA, viruses, the RNA, that is the genome, came out from the virus. We can consider that RNA as mRNA. So it can readily readable by the ribosomes. the mRNA, that RNA which came out from the positive RNA viruses considered as mRNA. So it can readily readable by ribosomes. It can readily readable by the ribosomes, and they can translate it into a protein. That is called positive RNA viruses. It is called positive RNA viruses. If it is negative RNA viruses, that RNA cannot be considered as mRNA directly. The RNA came out from the negative RNA viruses may not be considered as mRNA directly. So this RNA requires RNA dependent RNA polymerase. RNA dependent RNA polymerase to make the negative RNA into positive sense RNA. To make the negative RNA viruses into positive RNA viruses. Then that RNA converted into mRNA directly. That mRNA can readable by the ribosome. So this is the difference between positive and negative RNA viruses. Likewise in the DNA, likewise the thing happen in the DNA viruses also, positive and negative DNA viruses also. Then I am going to explain the reverse transcriptase process which is happen in the DNA viruses. So please wait a minute. Now I am going to explain the class 6 viruses with the positive sense single stranded RNA that use reverse transcriptase enzyme that replicate with DNA intermediate in life cycle. First, you must know how the DNA exhibit a character. So DNA is the genetic material, and that DNA enter into a process, and that process is called transcription. So DNA undergoes the process transcription and it produces mRNA, Then this mRNA enters into another process. That process is called translation, and that process is called translation. So after the translation process, the mRNA developed into a protein, converted into a protein, and that protein is responsible for each and every character which is present in our body. So a DNA is responsible for a character. If I am look so height, that means I have the gene which is responsible for the height. Gene is nothing but a segment of DNA. A gene is nothing but a segment of DNA. So that DNA transcribed into mRNA. That mRNA means messenger RNA. It has some code, some message. That message is translated into a known language that is called protein, and that protein is responsible for the character tau, So this is called as central dogma of molecular biology. So DNA transcribed into mRNA, that mRNA translated into a protein, and that protein is responsible for all the characters. So here this mRNA get reverse transcription. The mRNA get reverse transcribed. That is called, with the help of the enzyme, reverse transcriptase. So the transcription process is reversed. So mRNA, with the help of the reverse transcriptase, develop into a DNA. For example, this is a mRNA. This is the mRNA. This mRNA, with the help of reverse transcriptase enzyme, reverse transcriptase enzyme means nothing but RNA polymerase, RNA dependent RNA polymerase. So with the help of that reverse transcriptase, this mRNA can produce a DNA. That mRNA can produce a DNA. So this is the mRNA. With the help of this reverse transcriptase, the mRNA can produce a DNA. So here you can find hybrid DNA because it contains DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Here it contains riboxynucleic acid, and they are unstable in condition. Because it contains DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Here it contains ribonucleic acid, and they are in unstable condition. And finally it can produce the DNA called cDNA, that is complementary DNA. So this is how the reverse transcriptase make a mRNA into a DNA. Then I am going to explain the 7th class of viruses. The next example is HepaDNA viruses. The next example is HepaDNA viruses. So in these viruses, they have small genomes. And they are partially double-stranded. Partially double-stranded means they are in circular shape. Partially double-stranded means likewise they are not fulfilled with the DNA strand. Partially double-stranded, and they are circular DNA. Then the genome consists of two uneven strands of DNA. One has negative sense, another one has positive sense orientation. Then Hepanavirus replicate through an RNA intermediate, which they transcribe back into cDNA using reverse transcriptase. So I think it is enough for you. So if you get deeper and deeper, it makes somewhat complex. So I think it is enough for you. If you have any doubt, please clarify with me, because it goes very elaborately. If I teach you elaborately, it makes more complex. So for this lesson, for this topic, this much is enough. If you need more informations, you can ask me. I will explain you or teach you. So if you have any doubt, please clarify with me. That's all about today's video. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you.